Hey guys, Joey Senna here. Today we're going to talk about one of my most favorite things of all time. You need to be doing this right now to maximize your back training. Okay, so what are we talking about? We're talking about a thumbless grip, okay? This will change your entire life when it comes to training your back. Now, first of all, why do we want to not use our thumb or not wrap our thumb around the weight or the handle when we're training our back? Well, we're trying to train our back, right? We're not trying to train our forearms or our biceps or the synergistic muscles that assist our back or the secondary muscles that assist our back. We're trying to train the prime mover, okay? In this case, the prime movers are going to be your latissimus, your teres major, your rear deltoid here, your lower trapezius, your lower lats, your inner lower lats, your lower back in some cases, the upper traps, all the pulling muscles behind you, not the ones that assist the muscles. So we're going to be talking about why this is important, and we're going to show you a bunch of examples about this in action so you can see how it works. Now, again, if you do wrap your thumb around the bar, that doesn't mean you're doing it all wrong and you suck. It just means that, you know, that's how you like to do it. But I'm going to show you a way today that if you integrate this in your workouts, you should see a lot more effectiveness in your routine. Now, you can also put your thumb around the bar and still see good results, but what this does is this allows you, by not putting your thumb around the bar, as you can see in maybe the first example here, we'll show you a pull-up example. By not doing that, it allows us to, now this is the most important part, okay? It allows us to relax. In other words, it allows us to not activate our forearm and our bicep as much as it allows us to activate our latissimus and our teres major and our upper and lower trap and our rear deltoid and our rhomboids that are behind us, all right? So this is kind of like a training wheels movement, or grip rather, position of the thumb that will allow us to relax all of our arms here so that when we're pulling, our arms are not stressing and it's not directing that energy away from your lats and your back. So this example here of the pull-ups, you can see that our arms are relatively, you want to think about them as being like loose, like jello. And when you really apply this in your workout, this is what really creates that mind-muscle connection that you hear so often. Like, what is that? Well, you'll know when you know, and what that means is you'll know when you feel it, when you feel your lats pumped up from doing a back workout. It's because you're learning how to consciously not activate your arms and let your back work. So you want to get your arms out of the way so that your back may do what it's supposed to do. Now, if you're not concerned about training the back and you just want to do the movement and burn calories, you can put your thumb around it. Or if you're really good at just activating your back, doesn't mean that you suck. It just means that maybe you're really good at activating your back with your thumbs around the bar. But I promise you, if you have trouble activating your back muscles and you think, well, how do I do that? My back sucks. I get pumped up in my arms when I train back. Make sure to do the thumbless grip. Next example we're going to show you is the bent dumbbell row. So you can see we're bent over this bench here. Our thumb is around the dumbbell like this way, okay? So you see how that looks? Now, you'll see it in the video as well, the exercise. And what's happening here is, again, we're bent over this bench. Our thumb is on the outside of this dumbbell bar grip where we're grabbing it. We're hooking the bar essentially. So you want to think about your hand as essentially hooking this weight as a lever or as a conduit for your lat to squeeze up here. So when you consciously put this thumb on the outside, and it allows you to relax this arm more, it allows your back to work the way it's supposed to. It allows us to work the back in isolation, which is generally what you're trying to do when you're trying to work the back muscles, all right? So it doesn't mean you're totally wrong and you suck again if you put your thumb around it, but that's what that means, okay? Okay, next example we're gonna go through is the seated cable row. And this one's a little bit harder to get the angle on, but again here, so now while we're doing this movement, the key here is we're gonna let our arms stretch all the way forward, slowly and controlled, so it doesn't yank our shoulder stabilizers and give us problems there. But they're gonna go all the way forward, slow and controlled. Now, at the end of the movement, our arms are relaxed because our thumbs aren't working. We're not grasping and trying to flex our forearms and get all veiny and all that stuff. We don't care about that when we're training our back. We're just trying to hook this weight and allow our back to do the work. So as you can see in this example, hopefully you can see what's going on there and the contractions we're able to get with that, okay? All right, last example, guys, we have here for you today is the good old pull down. Now, part of why we chose this is because it looks really good on camera. It's one of my favorite ones to show your entire back musculature and whatnot. But again, with any back movement, any pulling movement, when we put our thumbs outside that bar, and we pull, we're going to get a lot more direct back activation. So as you can see, we're coming up with that weight. Our thumb is on the outside of the bar. And again, like the last seated row, when we're pulling down, when we get to the top of the movement and we start to pull down, our arms are basically outstretched. They're very loose at the top. And so you shouldn't feel a lot of tension in your bicep and your forearms at that moment. Because that tension, again, this is maybe the most important part of what we're talking about today, that tension decreases the leverage that's put on the latissimus and the rhomboids and the traps as we're pulling down. So by getting rid of this here, and the thumbless grip helps us do that, by getting rid of that, we're allowed to isolate here more and let these muscles work. Get out of the way of your muscles, guys. Let them do the work, okay? Now, this does take a lot of practice. You may not feel it right away. With my clients, if I've done a good job, the first day they can start feeling their back pumping and activating, all right? So it really doesn't happen with everybody, but for a good percentage of my clients, they do see a dramatic improvement in their ability to feel their latissimus working and their rhomboids and their rear deltoids working if they focus on that. If they put their thumb on the outside of that bar and put their mind inside their muscle. So the whole point of this exercise or this theory is to connect your mind to your muscle more, and they can usually feel that. I'd say probably 70-80% can do it. If I do my job correctly, if I'm really coaching them on how to feel that and how to put their mind in their body, which is the key to a lot of things when we're trying to change our body composition and do muscle activation in the gym. When we're lifting weights, quote unquote, we're actually doing muscle activation, right? So that's the tip for the day, guys. So try it out with these 4 movements. You can try it out really with any pulling movement and see how you like it. Again, put your mind into your muscle. Make your arm loose. Make sure your arm is loose, unless you want to train your arms, and train arms. But most of us, when we're doing back training, we want to train our back. So in this case, we're going to try this thumbless grip, see how it works for you, and let me know what you think, all right? All right, guys, so if you like the video, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Have a good time with it. Try this out. I guarantee if you apply this and you really put your mind inside that muscle, you're really going to feel it. Let me know and then what you like about it, and then we'll see you guys next time.